Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Slender Man. A horror movie based on an old, internet nonsense meme, legend, myth that was created. Seems like a pretty terrible idea for a film to begin with. And then it gets dumped in August, and the studio literally just forgets to advertise it and basically sends it to its grave to just disappear. And yeah, I was not looking forward really to this film, and for good reason. It's just kind of a nothing film. It's nothing. And really, the main positive here is also a big frustration because you can see the potential when it comes to Slender Man. First of all, the biggest misstep this film took is they created the setting, they had the girls there. They should have just told the true story about these girls who stabbed another girl as a sacrifice to the Slender Man 19 times. And then she went on to survive and all of that. That is a much more complex, rich, haunting story, in my opinion. And so much can be done with that story. It's ripe to be made, to be analyzed, and to be told. I think that would have been a much better premise right off the bat to begin with, rather than trying to just stretch out bits and pieces of that story mixed in with just the mythology of Slender Man and throwing in other types of myths or science into there to stretch it to a feature film length was not the way to go. But I also saw the potential when it came to the film as a horror film, because all of the elements of a nice, solid little horror film are here. The music is there. The creepy imagery even is there. They get that right sometimes. And the music could be used to really great effect to build that tension and to kind of build up the scares. They just didn't know what to do with it. They're just not assembled properly. Really, my positives are that there are signs of a good film here. You can see how this could have been made into a good film. Unfortunately, it's not a good film, and that's where we get into the negatives. As I alluded to before, this basically is amateur hour. This is another film that very much felt like a student project. The lighting went by almost nothing but natural light, I believe. They just used whatever light was in the room, and it looked horrible. The cinematography was just terrible. The editing was sporadic and crazy and just horrible. The entire direction of the film lacked any sort of real vision. It was just so poorly put together. If I saw this as a high school student film, I'd say spectacular. You did an amazing job. Great work. You're on the right path. As a college student film from a film major, good. Now we need to really delve into the problems of the filmmaking here. As a professional production, never should have been released into theaters. It is not theater quality material. It's just so derivative. It is completely void of its own sense of identity, its own sense of purpose, sense of existence, that I was bored for most all of this film. It's not scary, really, even in the slightest. I said they do put some kind of cool imagery in there, and they can build in that tension with the music and a little bit of the imagery, but it's just so crazily thrown into the movie and choppily just edited and thrown at your face that it's not effective. The story is so bland. Honestly, I felt like I was watching a mixture of The Bye Bye Man and Rings from last year. It seemed like a nice little mashup between those two films. Now, to be honest, I think it had more of an upside and actually a lot more potential, and maybe even was just an all-around better film than either of those two, in my personal estimation. But that was the complete vibe I was getting watching the movie. Also, these actresses, I don't know how much I can fault them with the direction I saw and with this script that they were handed, this like horrible script that they were given. actresses just weren't very good either. I think they were trying. You could see they were giving it something, but it just wasn't amounting to anything. So overall, as I said in my intro, Slender Man adds up to a film that could have been decent. It could have been good. It could have brought the thrills. And if it had told the true story regarding Slender Man, it could have been haunting. Truly haunting. Instead, it's nothing. It's a film that doesn't really need to exist. You're not better off for seeing it. You've seen it done a million other times, but in a lot scarier fashion. So you can just skip Slender Man, honestly. I was hoping it would be better than this, but it amounted to be the poorly executed film that we had all come to suspect. But if you are a horror junkie that rents those random scary movies that go straight into Redbox, rent this one as well. I think it's maybe a notch above those. I can't talk from real personal experience, honestly, but I think maybe you'll have some things to have fun with here. But anybody else, you can just skip it. So, that is my review of Slender Man. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Slender Man, or have you already seen it? If you have, let me know your thoughts on the film either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!